hand wedge, and I'll explain more of this when we do the greenside bunker. It has a raised back edge on the sole of the club. Okay, both of your wedges are going to have that. That helps the club. It prevents the club from digging down into the ground. So that leading edge, there's the leading edge, and then the trail edge. This is called the bounce, which is the trail edge, and then the leading edge. The leading edge is very, very sharp. So if we come in really steep, the trail edge is above the ground. It doesn't hit the ground at all. Leading edge hits the ground and the club digs. If you have a tendency, maybe on a tight lie, off the fairway lie, if you have a tendency to hit behind the ball, it's because this leading edge, you're using too much of the leading edge and not enough of this trail edge. Okay? So that's why I like to use this club around the greens. I utilize the trail edge, gives me more room for error, and I'll demonstrate why. So chipping the ball, more ground time, less air time, right? So in order to achieve the different variances in height and roll, we look at how our hands and our wrists operate during the swing. Okay? If we have a lot of hand action, that's usually going to make the ball go up and roll less. If we have less hand action and we keep our wrists nice and still, usually that ball is going to go lower and it's going to roll out more. Okay? Say, I'm going to aim at this red flag. So this blue line will illustrate my path through the ball. And then this little magnet on my club face will tell me where the club face is pointing as I hit the ball. If everything matches up, if I swing down, that club is traveling nice and straight or square to the target, and so is my club face, that's going to be a dead straight shot. I'm not going to have any curve on it left or right. Okay? If all of a sudden this path moves a little bit left, but my club face is still pointing at that target, that's a ball that's going to curve off to the right. Okay? So that's how we can start to know how to influence the golf ball. The curving of the golf ball is the club face, how it relates to the club path. Does that make sense? Anybody confused right away? I know it's a lot. So if the club path is right of the target, club path is a little bit right, but our club face is square, that's going to be how we hit a draw. Okay? So that's how you see a pro hit a nice high right to left shot. They have that club swinging inside to outside the target line, but they have that club face square to the target. You all see that as I'm swinging out to the right, I have that club face pointing at that target. Okay? And then to hit a cut, that club is traveling more left with a square club face. Oh man, that was a great cut. So remember the draw was right to left?
She got the terms mixed up. She wins.
Yeah, you got curved the opposite way. So you took your swing this way. This one was the one we want more inside. So give me one more. It's easy to get mixed up. That was a great swing for the cut we're going to do next. The 75 to 80% of the reason the ball starts where it starts is because the club face, that's where the club face is pointing when you hit the ball. Here in the bunker, at greenside bunker, the club face isn't going to touch the ball. We're trying to lift the sand out behind the ball and through the ball, and the path of our swing will actually get that ball going on target. So that's why we can open the club face. We're pointing it way to the right, and it's actually going to go towards our target. So I'll show you here. I'm going to play the ball forward in my stance, forward of center. If I drew a line right in the center of my stance, that ball is probably 2 ball widths forward. And what I'm going to try to do is get my divot to start kind of on the line or barely ahead of it with that club pointing to the right. And I'm just going to swing nice and normal. So that ball, my divot started a little bit behind it, but because I made a full swing and because I didn't have the club square in my hands, it actually glided through and the ball came out. So I'll try that again, or I'll show you the difference here with a square face. So line in the center of my